Sophos is a global IT security and control company and one of Johnson King's longest-standing clients. The company's Director of Corporate Communications is Graham Cluley.
Public relations with Johnson King is just like a dream, because there you've got a competent bunch of people who are getting your story in front of the journalists and making a real impact. The end result to us is that customers know who we are. And when they know who we are and when they learn how to trust us, then they decide to get their checkbooks out and begin to buy our software as well. I think Johnson King are a company who are dynamic, energetic and imaginative in what they do. What they've been doing is helping us get in front of our customers and potential customers and successfully getting us on broadcast TV, the national newspapers, as well as the IT specialist press as well. We met them, they talked our language, they didn't try and befuddle us with buzzwords. And we thought these are people who can actually get on and do the job. And then when we started working with them, they got us results. They answered the phone when we needed them to, they spoke to the journalists, and the journalists started ringing us up as well. They're very good at making a story interesting for the journalists. Johnson King helped us win business by, first of all, making people more aware of us. So one of the challenges we have is we only sell to businesses. We don't have a consumer product, so you don't see us on the high street shelves. But what Johnson King helped us to do is get our name in front of everybody by getting us into the mainstream press, by getting us onto BBC television and onto the breakfast TV shows. That really helped us to begin with. And then they helped us in terms of our messaging as well. So they helped us get an authoritative position on the latest security threats in our example into the marketplace, and we're able to present us differently from the other security vendors out there. We have big competitors, mostly from America, but what we find is that we're outperforming them when it comes to our press coverage because we've got something interesting to say and we get it to the journalists in a timely way, in a way the journalists like. One of the things that Johnson King really helped with is putting together rapid response articles to new emerging threats. So unlike other companies where maybe you have a crisis once every 6 months, here at Sophos it's kind of crisis time every other day because there's a new virus on the internet or some new big campaign where hackers are trying to break in. In those sort of cases, minutes matter, and you need someone who's really going to know your company and your story inside out. Johnson King knows Sophos inside out. They know what our position is on things, and they can really help us day or night when a crisis happens, when we need to get our story out first. Johnson King show a real enthusiasm for your company and what you're doing. They're imaginative, they're authoritative, they're good writers. They don't always say what they think you want to hear, which actually I respect. I don't want a company which is just a bunch of yes men. Johnson King really quickly came up to speed with what is quite a complex area of the market, which gave us a real sense of confidence in their own ability to talk about these complex things. So sometimes when a journalist calls Johnson King rather than us, asking for comment on something, Johnson King already know what the answer is. It's been really important to us as we've grown as a company to get more from Johnson King in terms of strategy and them advising us on where we should move in the future. We've evolved as a company and Johnson King has been able to match that. They have been able to move us into new areas which we felt are important as our company grows and grows. The way I view it, Johnson King are Sophos, at least that part of Johnson King which works on my account. I see them as part of the team. The big advantage of Johnson King over our competitors is that they're able to make the story interesting. What Johnson King are able to do is communicate in the journalist's language, make it attractive to them, hone it for the right magazine or the right vertical which they're particularly targeting. When we've had a good story, they've kept it alive. Johnson King keep it fresh and alive, and that's what the journalists love. The real edge that Sophos has got from using companies like Johnson King is that we're seen as the thought leaders. We're seen as the people who are discovering new threats out there on the internet because Johnson King and Sophos were the first people to actually report it to the world. We're able to take the story and we're the ones who are successfully getting it into the headlines. So our customers view us as the real pioneers, the people at the leading edge, and the people they can trust when it comes to new threats which are emerging on the net. Public relations, I think, for any technology company today is essential. Johnson King are masters at the soundbite, at persuading journalists to write about them, about pitching an interesting story and getting results. If I personally look at them and think, how do I rate them as a company being able to do that, then they're second to none.